Did you know that systems are just as important for protection as they are for production? Welcome to today's episode. My name is Tom Rolley for System.io.dev. Yesterday's events were quite shocking. For those of you who didn't see it, there was a chicken massacre. Chicken got out of the coop, went around, and then my dog killed the chicken. And so there was a dead chicken. This got me thinking. This was a classic example of a failure of a protection system. And that this is a risk in business. The interesting thing about protection, though, is that you've got to be good enough to actually have this problem. You see, if you can't master production, then you can have all the protection in the world, which probably won't be that much because there's not that much to protect. Like, protection only makes sense if you've got something to protect. If I had no chickens, then what is the point? Like, seriously, what's the point of having a chicken coop that works if you've got no chickens? Doesn't matter whether it works. Doesn't matter if it fails completely if there are no chickens. This is important. This is important because it means that you have to get your production game on point. First up, get your production game working, and guess what that requires? Yes, it requires systems. Of course it does. Now, you may not know that you have been using systems, but as you've gone through various people's courses or whoever you learnt marketing from, whether it was from Russell or Frank or Jeff or whoever you learnt it from, or perhaps you didn't even learn it at all. You just went to the books, or you just went, you know what, I'm just going to chuck it out there, and you got lucky and suddenly it worked just out of sheer grunt. But nonetheless, there were things that were done over and over and over that got you results. And sure, they might not have been documented, but nonetheless, the idea was there that you do a bunch of stuff and outcomes a result. And in marketing, you did that. And in advertising, you did that. And in sales, you did that. And in fulfillment, you did that. You see, the interesting thing about production is you don't even need to nail fulfillment that well, but you do need to know marketing. And you do need to know sales, and you do need to know advertising. And whether that is paid ads or SEO or through networking, whatever form of advertising you're using, you've got to get your business out there somehow. And all of those are underpinned by one thing, which is your systems game, how well you do systems. And then let's say that you do get that working, that you're at 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 50, 100. Suddenly protection begins to become far more important. Particularly if you've got team that are running your marketing, running your sales, this is all working well. And suddenly protecting it becomes much more important, and the systems again come into play, because guess what's underneath protection? The same skill set, systems. Your ability to run and operate on systems will determine your level of production and your level of profit and your level of protection. Why? Because it's the same structure that underpins all of these things. You could literally take one of your team members who's doing your accounting and say, hey, we're down in marketing today. We need these systems completed, and drag them across and get them to successfully operate. They may not be at the elite stage or the elite speed that one of your regular marketing team members is, but they could nonetheless get the work done. Why? Because the systems are structured the same. Systems structured the same mean that you have redundancy. You can move team members around. Someone's sick, someone takes a leave day, someone gets headhunted. Training becomes so much easier, like literally hundreds of times easier, with way less errors, because you are using systems. You see, systems underpins every single thing. It is the hidden aspect of business that no one seems to see. It's like, man, why doesn't this work? It's like, well, it's your system for whatever you want. It's your system for sales. It's your system for fulfillment. It's your system for your tax game. your system for how you do legal, for insurance, all of these things operating on systems. Now, whether you can get this right or wrong will be a powerful determinant about just what kind of business owner you are, what kind of life you get to lead, what kind of family life that you experience. The level of abundance in your life will be determined by how well you do systems. It's exciting. There is nothing in your business game that will have as much impact as leveling up your systems. Why? Because it drives your production, it drives your profit, it drives your protection. Nothing else in your business can be deployed across all of these things and impact them as much as leveling up your systems game. If you want to do this, if you're like, you know what, I am sick of operating without systems that work. I'm sick of having a half-assed effort where we've got processes distributed in multiple places by multiple people with inconsistent formats and just straight up don't work. Then your next step is to head over to systemio.dev, put in your name, put in your email, go grab the training there. Thanks for joining me on tonight's session. I hope you got a lot out of it, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue to explore the power of systems to create results. See you then.